Who wants to pitch the next one?
What's the next one?
Yes, we do great show prep here on the Hentations podcast. We do great show prep.
We actually did
to give you guys the best possible show you can get. Yes, we do.
We skipping over that second topic, or we doing it?
Oh man, that's funny.
Let's do the X etiquette part.
Go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Where was part 2?
Part 2 is on YouTube. You guys should check that out. Hentations YouTube.
That's a smart one.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So on the previous X etiquette episodes, we kind of talked about kind of the things you shouldn't do after a breakup, kind of like not messing with your ex right away, kind of giving it some time to breathe, like figure out what's good for you or whatever. But we didn't really talk about what you should do post breakup. And plus, we only gave kind of a male perspective. So now that we have our lovely guests here, we can also give a female perspective.
So you're telling me after you break up, you shouldn't just hit your ex up every time something happens? Like, oh, hey, what's up?
I mean, that's the default. That's the easy move.
Hey, what's up? Oh, you look good now.
Toxic,
That's
the easy. It's the easy move, but like kind of.
You a toxic using nigga now? That's your word now, nigga.
Toxic. But kind of, what are y'all thoughts on that? Like, what are the do's of after like post breakup?
Okay, so you got to preface that. Like, what do you mean? What is my
so
my
kind of
motivation?
Like, well,
what is my motivation?
Actually, let me change the direction of this. Actually, so what moves should you make that are probably the best for you? Like after a breakup?
What is the motivation? What is your motivation though? That's I guess is the question.
Your motivation.
Oh, okay. Well, that scenario. Yeah. Go ahead.
For me. Well, first of all, it depends on how deep the relationship is. But I'll go with my previous relationship. It was a very hard breakup. Clearly, it was a divorce. So what I did for myself to get my mental health in check and to worry about, I went to counseling to talk about the issues that caused that breakup, where I went wrong, where he went wrong, and like just the next steps to get me to a place where I can actually fully move on and go to my new place in life, I guess. I think that's really important. Just getting yourself back is important. When you're in a relationship, you kind of become one in most cases, and you kind of lose a sense of self depending on the relationship, and I think that's really important. So
yeah, she preaching today.
Go ahead, son.
Take your time,
Bars.
Take your time.
So I feel like this is the time. If that didn't work out, focus on yourself next, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have yourself. I learned that, and I'm happy to have myself now.
God damn! All right.
Even though I am happy in a relationship.
God damn!
Who
wants to follow that? Shit.
Good
Who wants to follow that?
right there.
Damn. All right.
Shoot, man.
Oh,
Go ahead, I mean.
Oh, go ahead.
You got something on your chest.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
You got something on your chest.
Go ahead.
no, I mean, I second that. Like, she's right. Like, when you're in a relationship, you do have you lack sometimes individuality. That's why it's good that, like, if you go into a relationship, you kind of separate those boundaries too. Like, you know what I mean? Having alone time and having reflection time is very healthy, I think, in a relationship. And you kind of are forced into that when you have a breakup. You know, you kind of have, maybe even you think of it a fight or flight mechanism when you have a breakup. Either you can, wallow in your self-pity, or you can be like, man, like, it didn't work out for a reason. You reflect on yourself, and then you give your all into the next relationship, rather than trying to maybe chase after bad. You know, what the don't is, maybe the do is, pick up a book, pick up that hobby that you didn't really have time to because, you made excuses while you're in that relationship. And it's really just reflecting yourself, and then you become a better person, and then you take a negative into a positive into your next step in your relationship.
God damn, I got the bars out tonight, man.
Shout out to that bar high as hell.
It's the BSOP.
Damn.
BSOP is speaking to me, baby.
I need a sip of that. I can get me an intelligent ass answer.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I don't even know. I don't know what to say after that. God damn.
I'm so lost. I don't remember the question right now.
Give me some peppermint.
Listen, man, yeah, that y'all did the hell out of that. I mean, like, shit, I don't even know what to say.
No words, Aaron.
I mean,
tapped out on the top.
Really? Realistically, I mean, I don't really got like X stories like that are like really entertaining. So like, I just, shit. if I was in that situation, hypothetically, I would do what y'all would say. You know what I mean? Find myself, like find what makes me happy, and just because I feel like the default. It depends on the type of person you are. There's like two types of people in this world. People who just do what's like easy and convenient, and then people who like want to find something new, right? Like, so like for people who just in general, all right, this is easy. You're just gonna keep going back to your ex over and over and again. And I'm not saying that's wrong, because that works out for some people. Like, man, Corey and Topanga broke up a couple of times. They ended up married. So point me swirl. So like, So like, like I said, my friend Corey and Topanga. Good. So like, that might work for you, but I mean, like, but for other people, you gotta, you gotta like, you gotta.
LL Cool J said break up to make
But don't go back to anything that's toxic though.
Right.
Toxic is bad.
Ooh,
Yeah. Toxic is bad. Yeah.
Don't go back to anything that's toxic. I think that's the most important thing. I think that's a do, I guess, for a breakup. Think about why you guys broke up in the first place. What was so toxic about your relationship? Did y'all just grow apart? Y'all are two different people. Like, think about those things. That can help you move forward. Like,
what makes something toxic?
I would say like that's tough to. That's subjective. That's a tough thing though, because you gotta identify what is toxic.
I mean, that's like whatever you feel is toxic.
There you go.
Like for me, respect, like not being respectful and like for so long accepting that, like that's toxic. And you're supposed to be respectful in your relationship, no matter the argument, no matter the situation. Like, you should not have to deal with someone's like negativity or how they speak to you a certain way or how they treat you. Like, if you see that as a pattern and you're in that relationship for a very long time and that continues to be a pattern, why stay? And if you do break up, because after a while you get fed up, be like, this is why we're not here today, because that cannot continue in your lives, either one of you. So that's like an example, I guess.
That's facts. And another example kind of building off that, which is tough for most of us as human beings, like, how do you not dip back into that well? Like, because when you have your ex there who's so easy.
It's so easy. Again, it's
easily
convenient.
Accessible, like, right there, like, who already knows you. Like, you don't have to go out and find somebody new. Like, like, hey, I can always meet this person.
We're in a convenience generation. Everything about us is convenience. Speed, like ease of like access. Like, there's nothing not easier like in a bad way, but just like somebody I've been with, they know my quirks, they know what I like, so like, are we mad at each other? But maybe it's easier to go like that. Everything we got, whether it's social media, whether it's like ordering food, everything is so convenient now. So like, Would you
rather want convenience or happiness?
Oh, no, you're right. No, everybody wants happiness, but I'm just saying, it's just like your default setting, like in your brain, especially now, I just feel like it's just the way the world is. Everybody just like, convenience. I mean, it's easier just to go back with the person. And that's just, I just feel like that's just like what
if the better decision is to go back to the person, though?
I mean, in some rare cases,
I'm not saying. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's all subjective.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with if that's anything. There's nothing inherently wrong with defaulting back to your ex. Again, like a lot of relationships, people have broken up and gotten back together. That's part of being in a successful relationship. I feel like so. It's not like, oh, you got back with your ex, you suck, you trash, you dumb. No, it's just like if that shit worked for you, that shit worked for you. Just every case is case by case. We're having a very subjective conversation. It's a very subjective conversation we're having right now. So, like, everybody's situation is not the same, but I feel like hopefully we can give you something to think about. Everybody's going through a situation like that.
Facts. True. What's y'all, and this is the last part, and I'm going to close this series out. What's y'all advice for people trying to get over their ex, though?
Drink.
Because I know people say like to get over somebody, you gotta get under somebody else. Like that's the default for a lot.
That's the default.
That's like facts.
That's
probably fun. That's probably fun for like the first couple hours, and then afterwards.
Hours. Oh, you mean time?
That's
hours.
a temporary fix. Like the whole statement that she made about getting under someone else. That's a very temporary fix.
Right.
Eventually, you have to deal with yourself.
I'm about to say,
like
facing
you
your
have
personal
to.
issues.
You have to face it eventually.
Yeah,
but it's also up to you. It's your decision. So
yeah, like you can do whatever. You go out there and just be with everybody, and then like afterwards y'all cuddling. Like, damn, you don't cuddle like Shorty used to cuddle. Like I don't know. So like
get used to cuddling with a pillow.
If you a dude and you cuddle with a pillow, you wild, bro.
Do something else. Like
Love me, dog.
Yes.
Love me, dog.